This is the Mark II housing from IronGlass.
This is a CineD Gear News video, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, Graham Ayler Sheldon here from CineD.com. I'm at Cine Gear 2022, joined by Peter here on my right for kind of a different video than we normally do. So, full disclosure, Peter, you don't work for IronGlass, right?
Nope. Yeah, I'm just a customer and a fan.
Customer and a fan, but one of the things that Peter has done here is he's brought a Mark II version of the IronGlass Rehousing, the housing.
Yeah, that's correct. So they sent it over to me, to my sister actually, when I was visiting her in Philly. It was the start of my trip, and I'm just taking it around the country, showing people whenever they're around. And yeah, it's been a lot of great feedback about the lens. I own the Mark I's, and this is they're great, but this is an unbelievable improvement. It's right up there with all the other rehousings that I've seen.
Now, for those who don't know about IronGlass, they're based in Ukraine. They rehouse primarily Soviet-era vintage lenses. The Helios 44-2 being right up at the top in terms of just incredible character. How did you become a fan of IronGlass?
Well, I've always been interested in vintage glass. I've been collecting for a while, and especially the past couple of years. And I always find it interesting when someone will do glass that no one else is rehousing. And the price was just unbelievable, to be able to pay what they cost as compared to the other options out there. Was the first attention drawer. And but what really grabbed my attention since getting them was the image, the look. It's a little bit Lomo-esque, but it's, like the Lomos, like there's such an interesting look that you can't replicate with some of the other more popular vintage lenses. And I think they get dismissed a little bit just because the donor glass is relatively cheap compared to the others. But once people see the image, it's just, they come back for more.
They do indeed. And so this is the Mark II version. The Mark I has been out for a couple years now, I would say, right?
Yes. And so this is just based on what I'm seeing because I don't work for them or I'm not part of the design process. But I can tell you the build quality is very much improved, and everyone who's been seeing this around at Cine Gear has echoed the same sentiment. It just feels like it just could be made by TLS or anyone else. Like you just wouldn't know the difference. The focus no longer extends, so the barrel stays in place. You can do a clip-on matte box. You can put a matte box on on rods. The iris is smoother, the focus is smoother, the mount is a lot more sturdy, and it's metal now. So even for me, when I got this, I think they told me we're trying to make it as good as we can, and I saw this and I'm like, this is as good as it gets. It's very impressive. I wish everyone else could, it's different when you can hold it and see it, but yeah, it's great.
It's very cool. One of the features that I hope they keep actually is there's, we'll get an insert of this. It says made in Ukraine actually, and there's a little Ukrainian flag there. And this is currently serial number 000000. So Peter, I understand too, this has to be the first version in the United States, right? I mean.
Yeah, so this is the first time one of the Mark IIs has come to U.S. shores. They said it's a final prototype, as in the mechanics are probably done, so what you see is exactly how it will be. I think they can make changes to the caps or maybe some of the design, but honestly, I hope they keep it exactly as it is. I like it. I wish I could keep the lens too, but it'll have to go back somehow. But I'm just a customer. I'm very, I don't know why they chose me to help out, but I'm doing my best.
Well, I mean, don't sell yourself short. You're a fan. I think you're more than a customer. And I mean, honestly, if it hasn't been clear already, IronGlass as a company is in the middle of a war. Rarely does entertainment and cinema kind of cross with global conflicts. And I mean, the point is, I know a lot of the IronGlass guys, and they're just good people, and I just really appreciate you taking the Mark II housing here to Cine Gear and showing it around, because you're doing your part to help out a small company in Ukraine,
Yeah, and I think they still have the donation page out where they're helping directly with some of the people in need in Ukraine, which I like because, sometimes if you go to a big charity, there's a lot of operating costs that, a lot of the funds get lost in. And if you're in Singapore, I rent out my Mark Ones. You're allowed to pay whatever price you want for as many days as you want, and I'll donate 100% to IronGlass and to the people of Ukraine. So if you're in Singapore, come find me. But and I've been doing that for a couple of months now since the war started. So, but yeah, I'm very happy to help in any way I can.
Yeah, so just to echo that, I mean, check out IronGlass's webpage. I think the donation button is still there. I mean, something else people were doing is, they'd order something and then in the notes write, "Don't send me this." This is just to help. And the IronGlass team has been, it sounds like, sourcing various materials to help the Ukrainian folks and the people of Ukraine during the war effort. So, I mean, I haven't had a chance, obviously, to shoot anything with this. Have you been able to see some footage out of it? I mean, is it...
The funny thing is I don't have a camera with me because, I'm on vacation. But, yesterday we put it up on, we at Able Cine and Atlas, we briefly tried it out. It looks nice.
It's the same swirly bokeh. It's still a Helios 44-2.
It's still a Helios, so it still looks the way it is, but it's just become so much easier to use than ever before.
Well, Peter, thank you so much. Please help the Mark II get back safely to those guys, and I'm sure they appreciate your feedback on the second version of the housing.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of CineD. Just happy to be a part of this.
Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned for more coverage from Cine Gear 2022 on CineD.com. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel and check out IronGlass's website for ways to help during the current conflict in Ukraine. Hey, it's me again. Don't miss your chance to win one of 10 Fujifilm X H2S cameras, as well as $1,000 in cash. That's right. Visit CineD.com to learn more.